welcome to my channel, Amy's Artistic Galore, and in this video I'm going to be comparing of using a phone versus a camera in photography. So using a phone for photography, I've never been too fond of it personally, and in commercials you can see of how you can take photos and you can make them really creative or inspiring. Well, a lot of that involves AI, at least from my experiences, because there's AI settings or generate AI and you don't have to do any of the editing. There's also, when using a phone, there's not a lot of lenses and you can't add on, which personally for me, when I venture out to do photos, look around, see what I want to take, I would want to add on to my camera for more lenses. And you can, depending on what you want, but also, how could I put it? Some photographers add on a lot of lenses, 3 to 4, and the camera can get really heavy. I have an uncle who does photography. He's a professional photographer and he has really big lenses. So if you're adding on a lot of lenses, they're going to be pretty big. My lenses are an average size, and one of them actually is pretty small, but I like to add on lenses before I take some photos because it adds more depth and I can adjust the close-ups to it. And when you're using a phone, you can zoom in, which, okay, if you want to do that, that's fine. But after you take the picture, when you want to edit it, if you think the piece isn't good enough or if you think it could just use a little bit of a touch-up, you wouldn't have many options on what to do. And you can also just use AI, which I've talked about in some of my videos that I'm not too fond of AI personally, because from my experience, I've tried out AI, it just does all the work for you and you're not learning anything on your own or from a video, a book. And learning gets you on a good path to where you want to be in the future. With an Apple iPhone, I will admit that they do have good photo quality. So if you have a phone that can take good quality camera photos, and if you want to stick to taking photos on your camera, then all right, that's fine, that's totally up to you. But photographers don't use phones for their photography, and they might make a video of how they do or they don't, or they'll compare of a phone versus a camera, or they'll weigh out the pros and cons and make a video about that, and they will sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna lie about that. But like, again, in commercials, you can think that you can get the best out of everything in a photo just from buying a phone, and that's not real. It's not true, sadly, because with a camera there's more options. Now per se. I don't know much about a Polaroid camera. While those do pique my interest, I haven't done a lot of research on how much editing you can do on that. I would hope at least you can do some, like a decent amount of work. But with the options or the setting wise, I don't know for sure on how you can do something like that. So I'm not gonna have a strong opinion on Polaroid cameras or other cameras because all I have is a Canon camera. Now, if you're living on a budget and you want a camera, a good place to look for is eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and because like Amazon can be very, very expensive. And if you go onto those platforms, then you can find some good stuff. I've done some searching around for a Polaroid camera because if you go onto Amazon for a Polaroid camera, they can cost over $100. Well, that's a good price for a camera. But like also that to me it seems unreasonable for a Polaroid camera since of how it's so small and yet also very ancient to me. So I've been onto eBay here and there, and you can find a Polaroid camera for $45, which that's insanely good, I think. And you can see more visible pictures of what the quality condition it's in instead of possibly having broken lenses or getting the fear of the what ifs we get this, or what if I get this in my package. Okay, I think I've just done mostly this part, but however, this is all what I've done, and it has taken me so long to do this. So long. I love the river right here. Even though it's in the picture that I took, it was so muddy, but also it had good lighting. It had good lighting. It had good volume and texture. So it's a shot you have to get. But there's also so much work, so much coloring I need to do, and I just can't get enough of how much this is so good. Oh my gosh, the branches. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop boring you guys. That is all for now. I will see you in the next one. Bye.